Hi guys, today we're going to be talking about Unit 4, Quadratic Functions, and this unit deals with double distribution, factoring, and some other things, but today we're just looking at double distribution 4.1. Okay, so the first thing you see in your packet is a classification activity, so I'm going to go through just number 1 with you and then let you do all the rest. So I need to classify each expression by circling one descriptor from each column. So, for number 1, looking at the column on the left, I need to identify if it's quadratic, linear, or other. So I notice that I have an x squared. The highest power of x is 2. So this is a quadratic. Anytime I have an x squared, that is quadratic. I also want to look at, is this a monomial, binomial, or trinomial? So let's remember, monomial means one term, binomial means 2, and trinomial means 3. So this has 3 terms, therefore this is a trinomial. Go ahead and pause the video and give the rest a try. Okay, we're going to move on now to some double distribution problems. So before we go ahead and double distribute, we need to know when we need to use double distribution. So we use double distribution when we are multiplying polynomials. And these can be multiplying binomials, multiplying trinomials, anything to 4 terms, 5 terms, any polynomials. When we multiply them, we're going to use this double distribution. So in my first problem, I have 2 binomials. And when I double distribute, I'm going to think about taking the first term and multiplying it or distributing it to every term in the second quantity. So I'm going to take my 4x and multiply it times negative 3x. So 4x times negative 3x gives me negative 12. Oops. Negative 12x squared. Negative 12x squared. And I take my 4x times positive 1, which gives me positive 4x. Then I take the second term left in that first quantity and multiply it by negative 3x and positive 1. So 5 times negative 3x gives me negative 15x. 5 times positive 1 gives me positive 5. So when we multiply 2 binomials, we're always going to get 2 middle terms here that we can combine. So after I've gone ahead and double distributed, I want to combine like terms. So I see my 2 middle terms are like, so I'm going to combine those. 4x minus 15x gives me negative 11x, and then I just bring everything else down. Negative 12x squared minus 11x plus 5. Looking at number 2, express the product of 2x squared plus 7x minus 10 and x plus 5 in standard form. So I know that product means multiplication, so I want to go ahead and multiply both of these polynomials. I'm going to take my binomial x plus 5 and put it up front, x plus 5, and my trinomial 2x squared plus 7x minus 10, and I want to multiply these together. Okay. So this is different from the first one because now we have a binomial times a trinomial. However, the process is the same. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this first term of x and multiply it to every term in the second quantity. So x times 2x squared gives me 2x cubed. X times 7x gives me positive 7x squared. X times negative 10 gives me negative 10x. I'm halfway done. So now I need to go ahead and distribute the 5, the second term, to everything. And I'm going to go ahead and draw the sweeps underneath. Positive 5 times positive 2x squared gives me positive 10x squared. 5 times 7x gives me positive 35x. 5 times negative 10 gives me negative 15. Remember that you are not done yet. You need to combine like terms and simplify your answer. So the like terms that I see, I have a 7x squared, 10x squared. I have a negative 10x and a positive 35x. So those are all of our like terms. Let's go ahead and simplify. So I'll bring down my 2x cubed, 7x squared plus 10x squared, 17x squared, plus 25x minus 15. When I write my solution, I always write it with the highest degree up front. So we have x cubed is our first term, then x squared, then x, then our constant. Okay, last example. Write an equation that defines m of x as a trinomial. So I see I need to go ahead and double distribute here. And I need to define it as m of x. So every time I make a new line, I'm going to bring down my m of x. So we're going to start with my first term times the first term of the second. 3x times 3 gives me 9x. 3x times negative x gives me negative 3x squared. Okay, so actually, we forgot to go back and add these. So we have plus 4x squared plus 19. So we're not done yet. We need to bring everything else down. So what we've done is we've done the double distribution, but we can't forget about those two extra terms that are part of my function m of x. So once I've gone ahead and, let's go ahead and rewrite this, 9x minus 3x squared minus 3 plus x plus 4x squared plus 19. Okay, I want to identify all the like terms and combine them. So I have 9x, positive x, and when I circle these, I'm including the sign to make sure I don't forget. So I have all my x's, I have negative 3x squared, positive 4x squared, and it looks like I have a negative 3 and a positive 19. Okay. So I'm going to start with the highest power of x, which is x squared. So when I take those, minus 3x squared plus 4x squared gives me 1x squared. Then I have 9x plus x gives me x. Negative 3 plus 19 gives me positive 16. Okay, so I'm just checking I have highest power of x, and I have my three terms, I've combined them. Now I have my final solution. Okay, so go ahead and now continue to work on those practice problems. See you tomorrow.